What is good? What's good? What's good? What's good? We got another day, another video. I'm keeping up on the schedule. I'm not letting it down. This took some time, but we're getting there. We're going in with the nurse today and a build that I'm not a good nurse. You're going to see it, but let's get into it anyway. Blink attacks inflict mangled status effect with the fragile wheeze, meaning all healing is 25% slower, which is very good. Slows down the game a bit, makes sure that it gives them Stompy Butcher, which is a perk obviously. It gives them that. Then the heavy panting extends the duration of a lunge after more than one blink. So every time you blink, big lunge. Barbecue and chili. Anytime you hook somebody, you see them for 5 seconds if they're further than 40 meters away from the hook. Nurse, it's very good. You'll get to see some instances of it in the games. Lethal Pursuer at the beginning, you get to see them for 9 seconds, but also on top of that, on top of the 5 seconds that you'll see them with Barbecue and Chili, Lethal Pursuer will put that up to 7, which can be very, very good and can come clutch in a lot of situations. Deadlock, again, a perk we've used. The generator gets done. Another one that's most progressed will get locked down. And then Infectious Fright, which I thought would be a good idea. On Nurse, you get it down. Anybody in your tear radius will scream, which reveals location for 6 seconds, which is a lot of time to be able to figure out where you need to go, who's around, even for that, just to know if you're going to get blinded. But let's get into the match and show this build off. This one, very, very interesting. So we get into the Groaning Storehouse of Macmillan Estate, which is usually considered a decent strong map for Nurse, but as you'll see through my gameplay, I'm not a good Nurse. I accidentally clicked the blink button there as well, so and I'm not going to shy away from showing some poor gameplay every once in a while, because that's the point of these. I think these builds help me to feel slightly more confident in the killers I'm playing, so even if it means like a killer like Nurse where I'm not a good Nurse, I'm proving that these builds can definitely help you get a good game out of them. Nice little blink towards Bill. I get a little bit confused and then I overdo it, but because of the add-on, I think that on a second blink you get a longer lunge. I think I got back in time to hit the Bill there. So, add-on value 2 minutes into the video. But I've been enjoying doing these. I don't know how they're going to sit with people. I think the first, the Trapper video should be out now by the time I'm recording over voice line now. So I'm not sure how they're going to sit down with everybody, how people are going to enjoy them. I did get a recommendation to be like, add memes into little situations. Right now, with the way the videos are going, I'm recording them and then doing editing on PlayStation. So unless I get like a USB and add a bunch of memes to it, I won't be able to do that yet. But maybe down the line I'll do it. Maybe I'll figure it out. I'll be able to, after Christmas, see what's happening. But let's get back into talking about the game that is happening right now. By the way, again, just a little plug. We do stream on Twitch. In the new year, there'll be a whole lot more streams. So in the description, there's a link for the Twitch and our Discord. Jump into our Discord if you want. But I'm gonna do a little bit patrolling, gents. Papa. And we do catch the Feng over here, which would I think she got a little bit scared there because she was just vibing. She was genuinely just vibing. So we get into a nice little chase, and this is where a nice blink happens to the Feng, and that's where Infectious Fright. I see there's 2 people there, so it's like, right, let's put a little bit of pressure at least here, and I do get a decent, if not accidental, hit on the Bill. But Infectious Fright in that situation honestly seems to help quite a lot, where you'll see people on gens, it'll give you a reason to be like somewhere. Honestly thought I got past the wall there. Some of the blinks on Nurse just don't make sense to me. I've tried Nurse so many times, and like one game I'll feel like, oh my god, all the blinks are going exactly how I want, and then the next game right after I'm just like, nah, it's just like it's just not going how I wanted to. But we got our second hook on the Feng. No gens done as of yet. And right here, I don't like logically think to look around to see is there more than one person with barbecue or anything. So I do catch Claire here though, which is fine. Managed to get hit. Tried to 360 me for some reason. I go with the blinky blink and I miss a swing. There's a lot of situations in episodes where you're going to see that. I am not a good Nurse. I don't like playing Nurse. Anytime I've tried to learn her, I do things like this, where I'll miss so many swings and it'll just annoy me, and then I get like vexed and I get tilted, and then I don't start learning to be patient. But we get a nice hit there. So anybody that plays Nurse, like, you know what, if you're a console Nurse, especially PC is a different thing. If you're console Nurse, Props to you lot, because Jesus, it's so difficult. 3 hooks at the moment with only 1 gen popped, and Barbecue and Chili and Lethal Pursuer give me the information that they're over here doing the big heals on each other. And we're moving, we're grooving. I don't know why I swung there. I thought maybe Bill would have looped his way towards the pallet so I'd get the hit, but it wasn't the case. Fang just completely committing to that gem, which is beautiful from her, but she ends up going down because of it. Good play, I guess. She traded. Like, it is what it is. I couldn't really do a lot about it. Nice little bit of play as well. They're getting around, they're getting the saves, they're getting heals. Like, the team were doing the best they could to get the gens done, which, against a bad nurse, do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? Do what you gotta do. I think I have a mega brain blink here, and I don't even make it into the building. And I swing thinking the 30% extra lunge is gonna help me there, but it just didn't, so... You know, I could have just let that go, let the fatigue kick in a little bit earlier, and it would have been fine. Into a chase again with Bill. Bill just seems like prime subject number 1, and look at that. Like, right there, I should get past that wall and I should get that hit, but I can't read the distance. And again, it's muscle memory. If you're playing Nurse a lot and you're actually putting the time in to learn Nurse, you'll know all these things. But every time I come back to her, there's just hits like that just don't happen for me, and it annoys me so much, and it just gets me so tilted when it happens. But we'll take it. Another hook is totally fine. And again, it's on Bill. So Bill's been hooked twice. Feng's been hooked twice. It's not bad. It's not a bad run so far. But we'll see how it goes. There's a whole lot more match to go in this one. This one's a long enough game, to be fair. And I'm a little bit paranoid. I'm like, right, I think there's somebody here, which there was. I just, unfortunately, didn't know where they were, but we managed to get the hit on a Nancy, and I could have been mean. I could have been really mean and went for Bill here, but I was like, nah, let's just be a little bit nice and go for the Nancy, which we get down without even needing to do a blink. We just mind game like a normal killer and adds up, so happy there. Forgot completely about that hook being there all game. Like, there was the point there when I had Feng where I could have just hooked her on that, and it would have been probably better for me, but Barbecue and Chili really coming in there. I think I get in my head a little bit there as well, and I'm just like, I could definitely get a hit if I swing there, but there's no hit there. It's just me being dumb. But for the most part, Barbecue and Chili and Lethal Pursuer together have been working. Deadlock has helped me, and as much as I complain about Deadlock in most of like the intros of the videos and stuff, it does help. Blinks like that annoy me as well, where you know you've held it as long as you could and you should go through that hill to the others, like in a corner shape of it, like you're just cutting straight off the corner of it. The amount of times that cuts off and it just leaves you on the same side of the hill is so annoying. But overall, for somebody who's not good at Nurse, to get half the hooks done is decent. Like, it's decent. Somebody who's not good at Nurse, doesn't claim to be good at Nurse, doesn't like playing Nurse, to get a game like this is pretty okay. I'll take games like this one, even if I do be a little bit mean to this build and decide to go for him, and then he does try to fake me out, and I'm like, right, I need a kill. Like, I legit just need somebody gone so the game gets a little bit easier. Little flashlight tries over there as well, I think. We're a little bit poorly timed, but we get built, and we're down to 2 gens now. 3 people, 2 gens. It's definitely going to be a tough game. And it was, playing this, I honestly, I wasn't vexed, but I was kind of annoyed. I was just like, I'm playing really crap. But watching it back now, I'm like, nah, this is fine. Like, I'm playing, as somebody again who doesn't play Nurse a whole lot, I think I've definitely learned a little from past experiences and advice. I'm going to do a shout out to a friend of the stream, Scruffle Nuff. Very good gamer, and we've had a conversation one time when I was playing Nurse, and he tried to help me out, and I've definitely picked up some bits from him. So, you know what, we'll probably add his Twitch link into the description as well. Go follow Scruff. He's amazing. He's the best. He definitely helped me one time with a lot of like conversation, and just like, if you do try and Nurse, do these things. The one thing I really don't seem to have learned from it though is to not swing at everything. I think I get into my head about my depth perception in this, and I'm like, oh, I'm definitely gonna get it, and then I'm miles off. So that's a definite weakness I have with Nurse. But and right there, that auto aim locked me. I didn't turn that like myself. That auto aim locked me to Feng there and just cut me towards the wall, which was really annoying. Feng, of course, plays really weirdly there and tries to wait the pallet out, but this also means that I'm on to kill number 2, and there's only going to be 2 people left pushing 1 gen. The both girls that are left, the Nancy and the Claire, had kind of just been non-existing. They showed up every once in a while, got a little smack, and just dipped out. So I knew I was in for a tough one. I tried to look up, and I actually didn't mind that blink. That blink was okay. I know I probably didn't need to do it, but I was like, right, get up on the hill and it'll cut out a bit of time. I'll be able to see where I need to go. Decent. I'm following blood more than I'm following sounds and stuff here as well. So I'm like, I know for a fact they just didn't just disappear. So I was like, head on? No head on. Opened up the wrong locker then, so she makes a break for it. And for a fact, I know I wasn't aiming to open the locker that ended up open, but we get Nancy. I know the infectious goes off here, and this is another thing I probably, if I wanted to be mean and fully dead out the game as best as possible, I should have went for Claire here on the infectious fry. But instead I was like, no, let's hook up Nancy, get a hook into it, see what happens from there. And I do get the barbecue and chili, so I'm like, right, Little Pursuer's going to carry it on. I know where I need to go, and she jumped into a locker. So we have a little bit of a mind game play here with the Claire as well. So I'm like, oh no, where's she gone? And for a fact, I know she's in one of them, and I think it's the right one. So I'm like looking at it there, I was like, I think it's the right one. Will she jump out? Will I wobble and get a little bit of a head-on bait? Very patient with it, and actually gets the head-on. Very, very patient with it. And we get into chase with her while Nancy is just left up on the hook. Like, she was very, very patient with it. And I do manage to get the 4K in this game, which is very surprising. Again, I will say this now while I'm hooking them up though. This really fucked with my MMR. So I don't really play Nurse a lot, but I usually play 4 games as every killer. And out of the 4 games I'll play, I'll pick the 2 that I think are either the best ones, there's something actually happening in it, they're the best ones to watch, there's something exciting going on, something. I had to play 7 different Nurse games before I got 2 that were usable, because it was either I lost all gens on 1 hook or 2 hooks, or I was getting power struggle, blinded, craziness. I even had a hacker, which I didn't even bother recording that one. Like, the minute I seen the hacker, I just deaded the recording. So it completely messed with my MMR off of 1 win. But let's get into game number 2. Game number 2 is an interesting one. Let's get into it. Now, when you're a nurse that's not very good at playing as a nurse, the the battle map is not really one you want to be seeing, to be honest, because this is a rough map for any killer. I don't care what anybody says, Nurse, Blight, you name it, this map is rough for any of them. But we get a game. It's here in the video, so it obviously was semi-decent, you know. I'm going to be missing swings, I'm going to be playing bad, but at least it was semi-decent because I made the video. This was game number 7 as well, right? I'm saying it again. I record 4. This was game number 7, and I was at the end of my string about, like, do I even post a nurse video? Is there a point posting a nurse video? But we have a game, so I'll commentate over it and let you guys judge. Again, I don't claim to be a good nurse. There's going to be a lot of weird plays, a lot of missed swings, a lot of stupidity, but it is on both sides, so it definitely helps me. I do think losing a bunch of games definitely helped me here, and a very surprising blind came from the Yoichi there, who was also I just wasn't expecting it, to be honest. I was very much not expecting him to just show up and blind me off the first hook, but we get a weird play from both of us here. I tried to go past the pallet, miss. I also tried to, like, get past it again and miss, and he just goes across the pallet and gets me the hook. So I break the pallet. I know I don't need to, but I break it for some points. I was trying to gather up points because I'm trying to make sure I have the right add-ons for every killer as well, and I have enough that I can do the videos with. So 2 hooks that quick, I legit, you tell me that any other time, I'll take it. And I find tap on this gen. And the infectious fright, I think I looked like to see where the signal was. I was like, that's too far for me to care about, so I'm just going to pick him up. And for some very stupid reason, I walked the whole long way around the shack to put tap up on this hook, where I could have just went around the other way and I would have had a quicker. But we don't question some of the things I do, okay? We just kind of let it go. I do some dumb things. Sometimes my brain just goes brr, and that's it. So I decide to kick a gen that has nothing really gone into it, just for the sake of it. And then I come down here, I'm like, there has to be somebody down here. And there was somebody. I get a nice blink here, and I'm just unfortunate not to have known what side she was on. If I'd have got a hit there, there would have been some mega brain stuff. So I'm like, right, go back here. But in my head, I'm like, right, I've already given tap 2 hooks on 5 gens. I'm going to go for whoever's here to save him if they're here. So Claudette thankfully did show up for tap here. And I'm like, right, I'll go for her, because if I had just found tap and tunneled them out, I actually, like, usually I don't care. Usually I'm like, I'll do what I need to do. If I find who I find, that's who gets it. I would have felt like shit if I went for tap there. Like, I genuinely would have felt like shit. And then I get a weird, nice blink, and I get 3 notifications of infectious. So I give a little look around. I'm like, right, it's Yoichi. I don't want to mess with Yoichi. He already came up with a flashbang earlier and messed my shit up. So we move. We take the hook, which it was a decent down, and that was nice. Which I'm usually not. Again, anybody from stream will back it. I'm usually not nice in that situation. It's usually tap gets it, and that's it. And Yoichi is this play here annoyed me, so I get that hit, and I'm like, right, we're playing weird. I think Yoichi's giving up or something, so I'm like, right, blink, swing. Somehow, with the flashlight, he went from one side of me to the other side of me, and I just didn't know what was happening. And of course, we get it down because Yoichi just decided he didn't want to play normally. Also peaked the deliverance save of Claudette on herself. She did get the save on tap, so got herself a deliverance save, so big up her, big up. 2 people working this gen, and I'm thinking I definitely land over here, and then I do the double blink and I'm on the wrong side of the fence. I just don't know, how do nurse players do it? That's all I want to know, is how do nurse players do it, because I just don't know, I don't understand. Good, very good dead hard there, to be honest. Very, very good dead hard. And this one side of the map annoyed me. Did a very dumb second blink there. I put my hands up, that was just dumb for me. Panic pressing buttons because I seen somebody in the open. Thought I'd get a nice double blink there, but then realised I hadn't had charge up, so... And tried the hit, just like, cool. Tried to come around, and zoom, she is gone off that side, so I'm like, I'll cut her off. Nah, she mega brained me, so I'm like, right, I'll let it go, she mega brained me. I know when to at least give up on a mega brain like that, and then I don't blink past the bushes, and the pallet gets dropped, and I just don't get past the bushes. I've only got 1 blink, I try to catch up, don't blink far enough. The majority of my gameplay of Nurse is exactly that. Try to blink, miss, try to blink, get a surprising one that I definitely meant. No, I didn't. So we'll take it, and then I get a nice blink into the hallway here, which was meant. But that one past the bush, that meant. Boil over Kate as well. And gens are getting popped now, down to 3 gens. There's one over there behind me right now that was very work done, because that was the one where I caught 2 people. So, the anxiety's starting to kick in, and there's 2 people on it again. And, like, I'm just like, this gen, bro, this gen. Alright, so 2 of them run off, so I'm like, right, she's going to run back into the building or go for the save, because she was very altruistic. Tap then decides to bring me on the whole run over by this side again, and I missed the swing. And you can see me shaking my head, I'm not impressed. I'm like, oh, I should have just got it. So I decided to break the pallet. I'm like, right, no more playing with this pallet or over this side and having just pallet heaven over here, because I'm just going to miss blinks and screw myself up. So take that option away from him. I do see the heads trying to get the heal here, so it's like, right, at the least I can do is come back over and pressure. And Claudette had given me enough PTSD that I was like, right, go for this. Just go for this. Do what I need to do and see what happens here. And she does straight through there, and I blink nicely and hit the snowman. At this point, I'm going to say I should start counting the amount of times I'll accidentally hit snowmen in videos as well, because between eating pallets and accidentally hit the snowman, I'm doing myself a disservice at this point. The snowmen are just becoming elite bodyguards. Jen gets done, we're down to 2, and I honestly, I don't know why that was a short lunge and not like a bigger lunge. I don't know why, but nurse things for me in it, I just don't get it. And I play that so terribly that she also counterplays it terribly to the fact where I get the down. Which is 90% of my nurse gameplay, is I'll do something stupid, they'll do something stupid back, and it'll end up working in my favor accidentally. It was never intended. And we've got, again, a couple of hooks down to just, you know, a couple of hooks have gone into some people, so I'm not feeling terrible. Like, if the game ended like this right now, I would like a kill, but I'm not all that mad, because usually I'm a terrible, terrible nurse. So Yoichi decides for some reason he wants to tap the gen and tap it again. I don't know why. I think Yoichi at this point was just done. He didn't want to be playing against the nurse anymore, even though I wasn't a good one. He just didn't want to play against the nurse. And then it kind of unfortunately becomes a little bit of a camp city here, because I didn't get an infectious sound from tap. I only got one from Claudette, and I downed Yoichi, so I'm like, right, just stop Claudette from getting the save, and then that's it. I don't think tap's going to show up. So stop Claudette from getting it. And another one of those blinks, it's just like, you know, you should blink past the car. You know what I mean? Like, you go through the car and you get a good blink and you'll get a hit. But for some reason, you just blink into the back of it. So we do get the kill on Kate though. So unfortunately, it was a bit of a campy situation there. But again, sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you have to hold around the person you've hooked as best you can, walk around, give the pressure, because it's the best thing you can do. So we get 2 kills very quickly back to back, and then there's somebody working on the gen of the school. So I'm like, I have time, I can kick this. And then I get blast mine, because that's why he tapped the gens. He wanted to make sure he put the blast mine on it. So when I kicked it, I'll get blinded and lose my visuals because of residual manifest. So I'd lose it, and I'd hate him even more. I do a nice blink into the basement here, and then I come back up randomly just in the right place to get tap. And that's another thing about nurse that we'll see in a few minutes now that's kind of annoying, is sometimes I'll blink and I'll be aiming somewhere, but you'll sink or you'll rise. Mainly sink, where you'll go down the floor when you never meant to go down, like that. Like, I'm holding the camera in the right place, I'm looking at tap, I have it up high enough, but for some reason the game just goes, go down. And it annoys the shit out of me when that happens. But we lost the chase. Unfortunately, I lost the gen for it as well. We lost the gen, all the pressure's gone, I've lost tap, and all I'm like, right, he has to be in this corner somewhere because he wouldn't have gone anywhere. I don't think he'd run behind me, and then I spot him right there. I can hear like a little and I spot him. So right here is some really bad gameplay, right? But I will explain myself. I'm not like, oh Bex, you should have blinked. Blunk? Why the fuck did I just say blunk? But they'll be like, Bex, you should have blinked. You'd easily have caught him if you'd done it. I was in my head just being like, right, the most worked on gen is Locked by Deadlock, which is only let go now. And I'm like, I haven't been in the corner. I'm just going to waste his time. There's 2 people left. The Claudette is just going to be about, so I'm just going to waste his time. I know I can catch him. I'll just do this little loop around in the circle. I missed the swing then, which was an ego hit, to be honest. I can't lie. So I'm like, right, okay, I'm not letting that happen again. So just blink at. In my head, the walking around was just going to get me to kill anyway. It was just trap him in the corner, keep him there. I could have wasted more time. I could have just blunk. If I say blunk again, I'm going to remove my nostrils. I could have blinked, and I could have got him, no problem. But I was just like, right, get him around, do a little loop, waste the time, see what happens. Claudette might be doing something. La la la. Thought that was Claudette and the snowman for a second, and then the hatch does spawn here anyway, because I am the hatch god. I don't care what anybody says. I am absolutely blessed when it comes to hatch. I'm when it comes to hatch, but the doors are a bit too far away for me, so I'm like, I don't know. I can't see the lights on that one, so the best bet I can get here is this door, and it's like a 50-50 chance that I get Claudette. It's like if I go to the right door at the right time, I might catch her, but that's it. And I get over here and she is here, and I'm like, right, full blink, it's gonna get there. That looks small, we blink, and the door opens. Which is, again, I'll take a 3k though in a situation like that. And of course, she had to give me the little tea bags. She just had to. She had to give me the tea bags. But that is the end of the game and the end of this video. Tomorrow's video will be the Huntress, and just let me know in the comments what you're thinking of the series now that we're a couple episodes in. Let me know you're enjoying it. I do wish I could edit in some memes, but for now, it's a piece. Check all the links in the description, by the way, for Twitch, Discord, and for Scruff for this video. So, peace. Peace, peace, peace.